Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Price, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Melo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Boogie, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what it is, man. Your favorite sports show. Gas presents sports for the culture. I am tonight's host, your boy Young Rome 22 on all socials as always, man. We got another great show for you. Before we get into the topics, though, I'm gonna let the fellas introduce themselves. I'm gonna start with the bottom right.
T-Boogie, man. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. Hey, I was off last week, so I'm rejuvenated. I'm back. My HP's all the way back up. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to have a good show. I've been at the field. I've been in the gym. You know what I'm saying? I'm firing on all cylinders right now. So let's get it.
Yes, sir, man. Good to have you back. Now I'm gonna kick it to the top left.
What up, man? I just figured out how to make my resolution higher. Y'all welcome. But Scruff, man, you feel me? Tuesday, just trying to get, tinkering, making sure we giving out the best product. You know what I'm saying? That's how I go. That's how bosses move, man. But let's get it.
Yeah, man. Let's get it. And last and certainly not least, top right.
Hey, what's up, fellas? What's up, world? I just want to say, man, I know we didn't talk about it last week, but shout out to the greatest coach in NBA history, Greg Popovich, man, for a stellar career. And then I just want to say, fuck you, MLB. Why the fuck did you have to wait for Pete Rose to die for you to reinstate him now at least to get voted to the Hall of Fame, man? Shout out to Pete Rose's family, man. And Pete said it. He said it himself. They ain't gonna vote me in until after I die. Man, shout out to one of the greatest baseball hitters of all time, man. Well, fuck you, MLB. Always fucking shit up.
Yeah, we might have to get into that a little bit later because that's an interesting topic, especially considering today's sports landscape with betting as accessible as it is. But we got a lot to get into today. I mean, the NBA is going crazy. NBA playoffs been intense. Some wild games tonight, some wild games yesterday, and some wild games still to come. So we'll get into that here in a second too. But we're going to start with the wildest thing of all, and that is the Diddy trial. We've been paying close attention to this one. As you know, we are sports for the culture. It's a temperature check right now, fellas. Things have been crazy. Cassie testified already, and it was a hell of a start to the trial. So how y'all feeling with what's come out so far in the Diddy trial day one? Jump ball on that.
It feels like it's a prosecution of people lewd acts. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, it's hard to, you know what they say, man, don't throw a rock if you live in a glass house, man. It's a bunch of kinky ass people, man. Why are we not crucifying Hugh Hefner, man? He had a bunch of 18-year-olds wilding out. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to justify son's action either, but oh man, I don't know, man. Shorty like to get peed on. Like son out here like watching people do wild shit to his shorty in front of him. It sound like a crazy ass porno tape. It sounds like some crazy shit. You get lost in the sauce in Pornhub. I mean, baby oil with the bathtubs. I'm like, I thought I seen that in WWE. My man is recreating WWE episodes in real life. I don't even know.
Yeah, that it sounds like a real freak off by definition.
By definition.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. The testimony was crazy. Just reading through it, you know what I'm saying? But nobody was coming at Hugh Hefner because he wasn't, it's crimes here. You know what I'm saying, that they're looking at, right? So it doesn't look good from this side, but this is going to be the worst, I think, probably for him that you're going to see in terms of like eyewitness testimony against him. This is the big one. So as far as the prosecution goes, but it's the justice system at the end of the day. So we could form all our opinions about this shit, but at the end of the day, they got to prove that he committed a crime. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it comes down to. So, we'll see. But all in all, seeing the information coming out of this shit is pretty wild, and it's really safe to say, like, there's no crime for just being on some wild shit, But like some of the shit he was doing was illegal, whether they could prove it or not. Yeah, but one thing for sure though, the shorty seems like she's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? So sounds like she's been through a lot. So and like I said, she pregnant on the stand. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how she was abused, and the jury probably eating that up. So it's small shit. I don't know who else they got coming on this testimony, and I don't know if y'all see that drawing, but that drawing was hilarious. Yeah, that drawing was hilarious. But yeah, it's crazy, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm just been asleep my whole life, but like I didn't realize they just released like the whole like list of everything they said like that. Like that shit's wild. Like the whole
Yeah,
transcript and shit.
yeah,
Like,
they do that on Twitter now, different
like
times.
I was there. I'm like, damn, bro, UT was hitting this with the shit. I'm like, damn, you providing everything today. I read that joint thoroughly. Like, okay, I'm prepped. I feel like a
Yeah,
lawyer. Like
I was reading
case
stuff
brief.
at work, man, and it got so gruesome and so detailed, bro. I had to get out of there. I was like, bro, I gotta stay locked in at work right now. It got crazy. T man, what were your thoughts reading through that?
I mean, it's a crazy situation. I mean, my heart kind of goes out to all parties involved, because it's like on one hand you got like from the top, I guess you got Diddy, right? And we don't have too many like black. I say this all the time, like black royalty. Like there's a lot of white royalty families. We don't have too many black like billionaire families, and this kind of knocks one off of that very small list. No matter which way this trial shakes out. Then his family's in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? His daughters had to leave during the male prostitute escort, whatever he is. They had to leave during his testimony. His sons are there. His mom's there. I mean, imagine your mom having to hear all these details, like your mom, right? So, and then you have Cassie, right? I don't care if you feel like she wanted to do all this stuff or she was forced. Bro, it take a lot to even go through a pregnancy in general. But to go through a pregnancy and have to be on a stand and bare your soul almost and say people just pissed on you and all this other wild stuff, like that take a lot. You know what I'm saying? That probably take a piece of your heart, piece of your soul. You know what I'm saying? That's a pregnancy you're never gonna forget. So
Yeah.
starting from the top, like my heart just go out to all the parties involved. It's just an unfortunate situation, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of this comes from like Diddy's from the old school, man. Like Diddy, like y'all keep bringing up Hugh Hefner. That's the era Diddy's from, right? The Playboy, the Girls Gone Wild, casting couches. The entertainment industry has historically been tough on women, historically. And I think what we see here is like, instead of evolving with the times and seeing the Me Too era and that sort of thing, and seeing the way things were trending, I think Diddy just held on, and not even held on. He seemed to evolve into a worse form of the nonsense. Like it seems like it was
Brother
just,
love.
it's one thing to take a girl and mistreat her and be a sexual deviant. It's another thing that start inviting like third parties, fourth parties, fifth parties, viewing galleries, all sorts of drugs. And bro, what he was doing might have, in the 60s, you might have got away with it. But the stuff that he's alleged to do now, I'm looking at you crazy if you're not looking at Diddy crazy.
Yo, that's what I'm saying, bro. Well, even when you were like, "Oh, my heart goes out to everybody involved," I'm be honest, bro. My heart does not go out to Diddy. I have zero sympathy for Sean Combs in this situation, bro. Really, like if we think about it, what's so special about Diddy? You even compared him to Black royalty. Like, I get the success. We could point to the money and the success, but like, what's really special about Diddy? Like T, because you came up in the era, like. Niggas wasn't really fucking with Diddy. Like real street people, real people that were really locked in. Nobody ever really rocked with Diddy. Look at the history of Bad Boy. What's Bad Boy's legacy? Biggie, What's Bad Boy's legacy? Niggas trying to get out of contracts. Like Bad Boy's legacy is trash. It was trash before this. This definitely tarnishes it to no point of recovery. We're talking about a guy who got an inflatable pool and filled it with baby oil and told a grown woman to get in it fully dressed and then kicked her in the face. This is the scum of the earth, bruh. Y'all thought I was hype about Bill Belichick because he's dating a young Joan. This is insanity, bro. Diddy needs to be put under the jail. Then the jail needs to be blown up. And then they need to fly another bomb over top of that shit and blow that shit up again. Like, bro, the stuff that's being put out right now, and I think, and Scruff, you said this is the worst it's going to get. I think it's going to get worse. I think the victims that don't want to be named probably have even crazier stories. I think that there's other celebrities that we're going to end up talking about this topic again down the line because there's going to be a random actor name dropped or another rapper name dropped where we're going to be forced to talk about this because we're going to be like, damn, so and so peed on Cassie too. For all I know, the way these freak offs sound like they going. So I got zero sympathy for Diddy. Dude is a bum. I'm glad his mom was in there to hear that. That's what the fuck you get. You throwing parties like that, doing that wild shit. That's part of your punishment is your mom hearing about it because that's insanity, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of them things. Like
We're overreacting
so
a little
bro.
bit over here, man. Ain't
Nah,
nobody
but-
ever fantasize about having a little what do you call it? What do you say he had a little
orgy?
Oh no, well, no, not really. I ain't trying to be a brown man, motherfuckers trying. Yeah, I'm get my freak on. No puns intended. But the oil, what's it called? What they say he had? Inflatable pool with baby oil. I know
that's when I'm out.
Man, I seen that shit in the WWE, man. When I seen China and them wrestling in that shit, I was like, ooh, what is this? Hey, I'm just an adolescent, baby. Ooh, I'm watching Raw again. I'm watching this shit again next Monday night. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, that's wild, man. Every man fantasize about that shit one time for the one time. That ain't too freaky. The freaky part, the crazy part is if it's true that my son fucking Spartan kicked Shorty in the face into the pool. Now my son wild with it. Like my son bugging the fuck out. Now that's the wild part.
Bro, we've all been to some wild parties, bro. Have y'all ever been to a party where there's a pool full of baby oil?
No.
But would I be opposed
what
to
is
it? What
is your reaction once you see the pool full of baby oil? What do you do next?
Well, I'm saying that all is this concession involved. I ain't mad. I ain't mad at it.
I'm with
bro. If this concession involved,
most people gonna be like, well, let me see what happens next. Like
I'm saying, man. I'm saying, man, y'all acting like y'all in church right now, man. Let's be real, man. Y'all acting like y'all ain't never wish y'all were y'all seen a little over there. I'm saying the excessive amount that what my son had, yeah, that's wild times. But I ain't gonna say that.
There's a line to draw though between where the freak off party stops and the Cassie abuse begins. The Cassie abuse, I have zero sympathy for Diddy for. You're telling me there's probably a freak off going on right now somewhere somehow, right? Like so I get that part, but the Cassie abuse is where I draw the line.
Yeah, my son being her up at the hotel. Yeah, that's mad reckless. I'm like, son, what is you doing?
And I'm with you, Rome, on the fact that like, all right, the abuse is where you kind of gotta say, all right, this is the line, because I think that's where he's done. Like, you can't argue that a person wanted to do all of this stuff and punch him in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't punch him in the face, kick him or whatever, I think you can reasonably argue that no, like this was consensual. But once a is beat up, it's kind of like if I'm given if the police are interrogating me, bro, even if I confess to a murder, if you beat me up while I did it, the confession is inadmissible. It doesn't count anymore. So if she is well within her rights to go up there and be like, yeah, I didn't want to do all of this because you getting punched in the face, and this guy, he's not only your boyfriend. I think this is another line he crossed. You're her boss. She has a 10 album 10-album contract with you. You control her career and her finances. So anything she says that she didn't want to do and actually did, it doesn't matter whether she wanted to do it or not, because you can just bring in a domestic violence expert to come in and say, yeah, that sounds like Stockholm syndrome. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like,
For sure.
And I think that's a big issue. Now, domestic violence is a totally different charge. They're trying to get him on RICO. They're trying to assassinate his character right now. And maybe the character assassination is what helps with the RICO case. But as far as I've heard so far, the RICO's kind of sketchy. But is Diddy a monster? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean the RICO joints is going to be always going to be hard to prove because you got to prove it's a whole organization type shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I agree. I think another thing is like the age in which they started the relationship and the power dynamic. The age is different. Diddy was like, in his 30s, late 30s, and she was like, in her teens. I'm pretty sure he was messing with her before she was 18. Then they were together like right when she turned 18. So you know what that means. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, and that Stockholm syndrome shit is real. That shit is definitely real. So I believe it. I do feel for her in this situation. So it sounds like some crazy shit. Like,
Okay, she should have did what they did to Joe, shot him in the yamins. Blow.
Yo, y'all remember, I think it was the Met Gala like years ago when Diddy like laid out on the steps, like when Cassie was like walking down. Y'all remember that? Like he did some weird shit like on the Met Gala, like laid at her feet or some shit. I was thinking about that the other day and I was looking back, I was like, man, like that whole Diddy Cassie thing has always been weird as hell. And there's always been signs, bro. Like I'm kind of surprised, like, more didn't come out sooner, but the way that it's going on now for her to be pregnant, and I know T mentioned this and stuff, but for her to be pregnant and have to take the stand, I can't imagine, bro. Like what her husband has to be going through to watch his wife now up there, having to go through that. It's horrific. Obviously, there's things we'll have fun with or whatever, but the overall situation is pretty horrific, I would say.
Yeah, I mean he gonna face his punishment ultimately. One day or the other. But that's some real generational trauma shit for real. Because Shorty done been through some shit, and now she going up there reliving that shit on the stand, and the baby reliving that shit too. So
Yeah.
it's a lot.
The internet is forever. So when that baby grows up, and you're gonna see your mom's testimony, you're gonna see pictures of the pregnant stomach. Like that's what I was saying, bro. It's sad all around because this is a black mark for the black community in general. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just Diddy and Cassie up there. Like it's an L for both sides now. Do you want a guy like Diddy on the streets? Probably not. It's not my call. It's not
The diddler.
but probably not. You know what I'm saying? But based on some of the testimony, some of the stuff in that testimony is beyond a kink. You know what I'm saying? A little voyeurism. That's a kink.
Yeah, nah, it's beyond that for sure. It sounded like he was like
next
on
level.
like some real like type shit you be seeing in the movies for real. And it's like anything we say with the movies. Everything that you see in the movies is based off something. So throwing some wild ass crazy parties with people like basically like we call it what you want. Like they were kind of like slaves to some extent. Like you know what I mean? Like they're like keeping it a buck.
Yeah,
Like,
they were saying some of the prostitutes that like did stuff, they're saying didn't even want to
dragging
do
them
the
out
stuff
and
that they were doing. So like what kind of sick shit you got going on with a prostitute's not even down, bro?
Bro, I want to know for this to be a RICO and for Diddy to be one guy, like Diddy didn't fill up the tub with the baby oil himself, I don't think. So like where are the other people that were there that are either complicit or coerced or felt forced or threatened
Yeah,
to.
because honestly, a lot of what she said, as far as when she was on, she said she would be put on like punishment. They would take her phone, like, and it would be like his staff, his assistant. So like when I was
Yeah,
reading all that, I was thinking
they
like, all right,
coordinating that
well,
shit.
yeah, I was like, that sounds like a lot of guilty people. Then,
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm
that's how
saying? Because like,
they following orders. So ultimately, it all falls on him the most. You gotta get those people to turn. Like if you the prosecutor, you get those folks to turn on him, and then you pretty much set.
and
You
then
know
to
what I'm
T's
saying?
point from earlier too, like, how much of that was controlled? Like, was her phone in Diddy's name? Was Diddy paying for the phone? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much control over her did he have? Because that could probably affect the legality of a lot of it too. Is like, yeah, she was an adult, but like, if this man was in control of every aspect of her life, then
So I got another question. All right, from Diddy's standpoint, I'm shooting him a little bail here, right? How do you know, aside from the domestic violence, right? Let's say hypothetically he didn't beat her. How do you know when like what the line is, right? Because if she's not saying no, if she's saying yes, and she's emailing you and saying I want to do this, and she's saying okay, like how do you know as the person that is trying to dominate this person? How do you know what the line is? Like outside of morals, right? Because morally, some stuff seems like you just shouldn't do it, right? But legally, like outside of beating her
man,
up,
I think there is no line, bro, and I think that's why it gets as crazy as it gets. But I don't know that there is a line because to your point, like if they don't say no, like the line is when they was where they make it. So if they don't make a line, it, you keep rocking. Like that's the whole quote unquote kink of that type of thing, like that domination shit. So
I think the key of it that kind of makes it like a crime or we cross into that territory, that line is when there's a victim, so to speak. You know what I mean? Then we crossing into some like okay, because like I was reading about some obstruction of justices and shit like that. You know, so basically all these different things. But I think that's the difference. It's like all right, cool. If you know if they with it, then it's whatever. But if you dragging them out in like chains and shit, you know that's obviously not cool.
well,
so
because she also said that he told her to get in the baby oil fully dressed. Like to me, you don't have to do that. Now I get it. Like to T's point, like if he's beating you, like I can understand why you would do that. But like I'm not like who's getting in baby oil fully dressed? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, but that's the part about it that's crazy. Is like, you know what I'm saying? The way that you know what I'm saying that he was telling people what to do, and people was comfortable doing that. And that's the thing about the power. And that's the really crazy thing about it was he was able to do it. To me, that's the other crazy thing is he was able to do it, and he didn't get caught up this long. Is insane to me.
well,
Which means
that's the point I'm making, right? It's kind of the thing with like why so many conspiracies just don't work in my head because so many people have to maintain the lie, and in this case, so many people have to maintain the truth. So just from a human level, right? If you are working for Diddy, how much can you stomach?
I mean, they said that's how that first video got out where he was beating her. It's because somebody released it because they couldn't sit on that shit.
yeah, well, you know, you're gonna start building some enemies that helps. You can't silence everybody. You know, money does silence a lot of people, but some people money doesn't silence them. They want you know justice. They want the truth. Like you know what I mean to be served. And I do respect people like that in a sense. But you know they say all that's done in the dark gonna come to the light, and I feel like that's really been the theme of this year. You know, you could that's like the nice way of putting it, but like in reality, it's a whole lot of allegations and shit that people been doing behind closed doors coming to the light. You know what I'm saying? We finding out people got their front, you know, their public life, and then behind the scenes they doing some wild shit. Like Shannon getting off that set immediately doing some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? Diddy off that at the VMAs, immediately taking Cassie to the freak offs. You know, it's crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they doing this shit right in front of our eyes. You know, and that's the thing. But there's a lot of enablement in it's like, you know, we talking about some Cat Williams shit now, but like it's a lot of enablement in that, you know, there's a lot of crazy shit, man. You know, they had Terry Crews ass, you know, out there doing wild shit too, man. And that
Man, Terry Crews is the last person you want to ask.
He shouldn't be taking orders from nobody. He could be, you know what I'm saying? Terry Crews look like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if Terry Crews big ass can be convinced to do some bullshit, so, you know what I'm saying? Then anything could happen. So God bless Cassie's heart. You know what I'm saying? Like if Terry Crews big ass is over here getting manipulated and doing shit to these motherfuckers, then what do you think Cassie gonna do? Little Bambi. You feel me? Crazy shit, man. It's crazy shit, bro.
I mean, it really makes me wonder though, because like the one thing with Diddy is he's worked with everybody in the industry, like some of our all-time favorites, right? So like, do y'all think that, you know, Cassie's the only one who's ever been involved in these levels of a freak off? Maybe nobody's been this deep in the trenches, right? But you don't think anybody's ever experienced something?
Young Miami. Carisha, she said she liked golden showers.
Yeah.
Now, in retrospect, I bet you do like them for a Birkin. I bet you do like them for a Hermes bag. Like
crazy.
Something you like before Diddy, but when you dealing with a master manipulator, or you just got that dog in you, you know what I'm saying? Like you gonna do whatever for it, and that's what I was talking about. The line, right? Carisha line might be crazy further than Cassie. You know
Carisha is different. She different, man. She definitely, but she did, yeah. She was talking about, let a dude cheat on her like at least like 4 or 5 times before she, you know what I mean? It is true though. People got different standards.
I've seen Cassie. Like I seen Cassie one time in the club at Love, right? In the VIP. Bro, Cassie looks like one of the nicest people in the world. In fact, she don't even, what's that song that this TikTok song, like she was a fairy. That's how Cassie looks. Like Cassie looks like
very innocent.
Floating through the crowd. Like she don't even look like she's walking. Like she's just beauty. You know what I'm saying? Men, women can agree that this is a beautiful person. So for somebody to take a beautiful human being aesthetically, I don't know what her personality is like, and say, hey, I need you to piss on her. That's crazy. That's
for real.
Like
that's ego tripping, power tripping, narcissism, all that shit, bro. Like, cause to your point, see, I never thought about it like that. Like, she like universally beautiful, right? Like most people would be like, yes, this is an attractive human, and for him to just be like, yeah, that's what I want with that. Like, that's insanity.
No, it's not, man. They always say, man, someone gets tired, you know what I mean? Just because she's cute to you, some other dudes just got tired of it and spin off. I know y'all know somebody that got a baddie and then they get tired of her, but there's a guy next to her. So it's like the same thing. You can't say that's crazy. Come on now.
That's not the same thing, bro. We talking about, it's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing, bro. Like we talking about, this man was grooming her from a teen into being a sex servant for her at a party, and then basically you're her boss and the girlfriend at the same time. How the fuck does that make any sense?
Where her family at then too? Like let's bring some blameless to her family. Where they at? She ain't got no family. They want to look out for this poor girl.
They probably paid them all. They probably good. They probably got taken care of.
So this is not just a Diddy thing. This is a whole situation thing.
Well, that's why it's a whole.
Done to it.
That's why the Rico
R. Kelly shit.
Do the family know though? Like if your daughter's getting pissed on, do she come back and tell dad, hey, this guy is forcing me to get, like, bro, that's not a conversation that how do you bring that up?
That's what I was saying about, I don't know how much the husband knows.
You have to have with your, you know what I mean? You got to be comfortable with your folks, because at the end of the day, like, I mean, you just...
Nah, you got to keep it a buck, bro. It's stuff that everybody's done stuff that they're not telling somebody, like, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's done something that you're just keeping to yourself. That was probably one of the things. Like was probably on her list of things I'm keeping to myself. Like,
Yeah.
See, he said no one. She said no one must know. But I mean, man, to each their own, man. At one point, that's why I said over the text message, she really gotta hate this guy because the money wasn't good enough for her just to keep quiet. On top of that, she wants to go through this process because you gotta think about it as well. Her family's hearing this, you know what I mean? And then once the general public forget about this trial, her family's gonna remember this shit. And what you guys are alluding to, like her kid one day is gonna be like, "Damn, mom, what the fuck?"
I'm pretty. Doesn't she already? She already has kids, right? Those kids in school. Like, tomorrow's gonna be fun.
You get what I'm saying? And in all retrospect, that's why I get why T said, like, yo, I feel bad for his family because look at his girls. He got daughters that are probably in college right now, I'm assuming, right? The shit they gotta hear. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, your dad is yada yada yada. To them, the dude is like their fucking superhero.
But it's
the general public, it's like this dude is a fucking monster. So like, oh man, I mean, I know we're going in full circles when it comes to this shit, but it's like, yo, it's like what I said earlier, man. If you live in a glass house, man, can you really throw a stone?
I could throw a stone in this situation for sure because my house isn't full of baby oil.
I don't know,
so.
son, because you have a Redskins hat back there, my man. I don't know about that.
I could definitely throw a stone in Mr. Combs, man. You sick motherfucker.
It's levels, man. Like and that's the thing, bro. Everybody like what they like, but like what he's doing is beyond sexual gratification. You know what I'm saying? That's some, bro. That's stuff that you only see in the movies. Like Scruff said. I don't know. I'll put it like this. She said something today, and I thought, like, this phrase has probably only been used like 5 or 6 times in the history of the English language. She said something to the effect of, my mouth was too full with urine because I was choking because my mouth was too full with urine. And I thought about it, and I said, bro, there haven't been too many humans in the totality of the earth that have said that line, that combination of words. That's how crazy it is. Like,
it is.
Yeah, bro. That, like you said, that's beyond any type of gratification, man. That's a sickness. That's a sickness.
Yeah, man. I really do feel. I do really do feel for this girl. I think she brave as hell too. You know, we talking about the kids thing. You know, I think she did it. I don't know what her motivation was, but my thing is she probably did it for the greater good, like so the shit don't happen to somebody else. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And that's something that the kids can be proud of.
Yeah, because you got people out here. People were still celebrating the guy. You know, before that video came out, he was still dropping music. Like,
man, it wasn't that long ago. I was out, you know, getting a little, you know what I mean? And they had a whole Diddy set. I'm like, yo, we still doing this?
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think y'all think this will affect the way the music is played? He'll get the R. Kelly treatment because, you know, R. Kelly essentially got shadow banned in a way.
Touching little girls, like we being technical. Like my son was out here really molesting little girls. Diddy was just wilding the fuck out in his backyard.
No, I think Diddy's worse.
Yeah, but Diddy don't really have solo music. You know what I'm saying? So to boycott Diddy would be to boycott other artists who
you gonna play "I Need a Girl" with Usher?
See, like that's the thing is he don't got too much shit where he's explicitly in my life. Rapping. You know,
that damn.
Like,
my dude,
if he's behind the music, it's not that bad, I guess. But you know, don't let me hear you playing no shit with Diddy rapping. No, don't.
No. I mean, listen, that Diddy Keisha Cole last night. Look, that's a banger.
Last night I couldn't get an answer. Yeah, I wonder the fuck why, nigga. I wonder the fuck why, bro. Oh man. All right, let's keep it pushing, man. Like I said, I'm sure we're gonna have to find our way back to this Diddy trial because I got a feeling that somehow it's gonna get a little slipperier. If that's a word I can use for this. But let's jump into the NBA into the NBA playoffs, man. That's also been a wild scene, man. We've had some crazy games. But I honestly want to start with the Tatum injury, man, in Boston. The Boston Knicks series is a great one so far. But the Tatum injury definitely changed the entire trajectory of it. So let's start there. One, what was y'all's initial thoughts when you saw Tatum go down? And two, do the Celtics have any shot without Tatum? Scruff, I'm gonna start with you on this.
Well, my initial reaction was, well, that's it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, well, stick a fork in them because in reality, I mean, I don't know how y'all saw it, but the way I was watching the game, I'm locked in. I'm watching the game, locked the fuck in, and I'm like, all right, cool. And the Knicks was pulling away with that game, and then Tatum was trying to get back in, but really, I foresaw that they was in too deep. So I do believe that was going to be the end of that game, and that was ultimately going to lead to the end of that series, right? So when Jason Tatum, hit the ground, I said, "Oh shit, okay, well, that's it." Now the extent of the injury, the Achilles, it's tough. So I do feel for him, and I hope he does make a healthy recovery, but it's going to be difficult. And he may not play the whole season next season. So with that said, I love it. Like I don't love him getting hurt, but like I love the rivalry that's created here. I do feel like the Knicks were assembled to beat the Celtics, and now they have. Well, they haven't yet, but they pretty much they're all but beaten, right? So what this does now is it creates a rivalry for next year, and the year after that, because now, and especially if the Knicks go on into the finals. But we'll see. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it was big. I mean, it signaled the end of the series to me. So, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, down goes Frazier. That's pretty much how it felt.
Nah, I like where you were going with that, with the rivalry potential here, what we could see in the years coming with New York and Boston. I think those are two great cities to have rivalries with those fan bases. T man, what were your thoughts when Tatum went down, and are you also sticking a fork in Boston?
Yeah, I mean, even if he was healthy, they're done. Joe Mazzulla can't coach him to a win. The shoot 1,000 threes a game strategy looks like boom or bust, and that's just not an effective way to get through the playoffs. But man, Tatum going down was just such a representation of how that series went, bro. Like Knicks scrap their way to the lead. We need a bucket from the Celtics, and Jaylen Brown comes in and turns the ball over. And not only does he turn the ball over, Tatum gets hurt trying to get the loose ball from the turnover. It was just all bad. And in fact, I don't know. I think they need to break that team up at this point, right? Tatum can't play next season. I don't think Jaylen Brown can muster a playoff contending team. Drew Holiday's old, Derek White's old, Porzingis looked like a shell of himself. I don't know what's going on with Porzingis. Al Horford's extremely old. They got some young guys, Pritchard, Jordan Walsh, but they don't have enough. So I always say in the NBA, you want to be really good or really bad. And next year, the best you can be with Jaylen Brown is like a 10 through 7 seed. So you can make the play. You can make the play in with Jaylen Brown, but you can't.
You bugging. You
Bro.
bugging. The crazy thing is
Yeah,
how much Rome has fallen in like a day is crazy to me
Well,
because they were a dynasty. They were like on the verge of being a dynasty. Oh, they're gonna repeat. Like I'm being honest. I don't even like Boston. I fucking hate them, as a matter of fact. But I said when the playoffs started that, and I'm a logical dude. I said that the Celtics was going to win the East, and I don't think that was unreasonable. I thought it was all but a foregone conclusion. So I'm not going to sit here and say that they was now that they like they old now just like that. Nah, they were on the verge of being a repeat dynasty team. So no, I'm not buying that, and I'm also not buying the fact that they going to be a 7 and 10 seed without Jason Tatum. I'm not buying that. They're a 2 to 3 seed no matter what.
Bro,
Guarantee you that. I'm telling you, that's the thing that's really gonna fuck. That's the thing that people don't know is gonna happen is that Tatum, when he comes back, he gonna be looking like Carson Wentz because he's hobbling in trying to get right, and the team already is doing just fine with Jaylen Brown. They're gonna be doing just fine. I guarantee you. About All-Star break, we could check in on this one. You lock it in, put it on your list, T. By All-Star break, where the standings are going to be, Celtics will be one of the top 3 seeds in the East. I guarantee you that.
They will need Porzingis to return to form. Maybe not, right? But they're going to need one of the young guys to step up because, bro, it's not like you're just losing Jason Tatum. Like, bro, you're losing plus 20 points, close to 10 rebounds, close to 6 assists.
Yeah.
It's not an issue, T. I'm telling you, bro. You're going to see how easily Jason Tatum is replaceable. They're not going to win this series, no, but they are going to be just fine next season. They will be one of the best teams in the East next season. In the playoffs, it might be an issue, but like they're going to be fine, bro. You acting like Drew Holiday you acting like he can't give you more points. Like he actually can. Like he's actually just kind of chilling on the team.
Bro,
like, that's his role. He's just playing his role. But he's actually an all-star player. He could play. He could do way more. Jaylen Brown could do way more. You know what I'm saying? Like Porzingis, like you said, like there's a lot of guys sitting here ready to. They've been eating kind of light. You know what I'm saying? And they're ready to put a little bit more on their plate. You know what I'm saying? Like
y'all got some big gaps in your predictions here, Scruff. I believe you said a 2 to 3 seed. T, you had them anywhere between 10 to 7. G, I need you to jump in here, man. Start with the original question. Are the Bucks done? And what were your thoughts on Tatum's injury? And then what do you see him doing next year?
Well, the Bucks are already done, but yeah, Boston.
Or my bad, Boston.
So I don't think you guys realize, right? I believe it's called a CBA, right? They just signed a new one. Hold on.
Do you telling us about a CBA? It's crazy.
Okay.
No, I said Bucks because the way that T wanted to blow him up, I was thinking he was talking about Milwaukee because blowing up Boston is crazy right now.
The Boston Tea Party, that's what we're gonna call it. That happens, but no. With the new CBA agreement, I believe that Boston is gonna be forced to trade away some key players. I believe because the contracts were like the salary cap. The reason why they did it is because of the shit that was going on with Golden State on retaining players. So I believe they're going to be forced to give up somebody like Porzingis or Jay Holiday. So T is kind of right to alluding about the team being semi-blown apart. Now, back me, I hate the Knicks with a passion. So I'm super biased about this situation. I still think Boston could come back and beat these guys. Because I still think Jaylen Brown is – we were saying – start of the season, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were 1A and 1B. It just you didn't know who was who. I felt that way because last year Jaylen Brown was the Finals MVP, so I couldn't just literally just knock him over Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum won the Eastern Conference MVP, but in the Finals, my man choked. Not the first time. Well, he played lackluster compared to what we used to see him for the second Finals last year. See, but my thing is, I could have kind of agreed with what Nick is saying, but the way the East is looking too, I can't see him second or 3. I gotta see him somewhere between 7 and 3. They won't be a playing kind of team. They'll still be a playoff, but I think the East won't be going through them. Point blank, period. And I still think they could come back, man. I still believe in Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown is I think he's better than Brunson Pomass. And I just hate the Knicks, so I don't know, man. I might not know what the fuck I'm talking about.
It won't be Jaylen Brown. It'll be Peyton Pritchard having phenomenal.
Yeah, Pritchard can ball.
But
he's still scrappy. You saw how he was going out there trying to get battling when it was him and Jaylen Brown against I can't remember the fucker from the Knicks. He got Michael Bridges. There you go. Michael Bridges had gotten the defensive rebound, and then your boy. Little scrappy little dude. How tall is he? He looks like he's fucking 5'11".
That's a dude that deserves some more minutes for real, Peyton Pritchard. I'm telling you, bro. There are talented players on that team that can they have more they can lift.
I'm gonna definitely agree with T's statement. Boston's gonna need a new head coach because this head coach is god awful. How the fuck don't you tell these guys start playing the 2-pointers? I hate this 3-point game. I hate this. What happened to the mid-range game? And this is why I hate watching this series. It's like, yo, it's literally, we're just watching Boston kill themselves and the Knicks just playing good enough defense that they're getting rebounds and going back to the mid-range game.
Listen, man.
I gotta address this comment. Oh, go ahead, T. Go ahead.
The Jaylen Brown hype is insane, bro. It's a reason why you never seen Robin go off and fight without Batman, bro. Like,
Technically, he is.
See, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. And that's not even what I'm trying to say. I'm not even trying to make it a Jaylen Brown versus Jaden Tatum thing. It's not even. It isn't even that. It's just the whole. It's the Celtics. Like, they have a good roster. They have a good organization. They have a good structure. They have talented players. They can figure it out without Jason Tatum.
Okay,
Tatum is the best player on that team. Yes, but he is not the reason that they're winning. They're winning because of the team, bro. That's what.
So Bryce's comment, and to your point, if Brown is Tatum's marginally better than Brown, right? Do the Celtics still win this series then? Because we're all sticking a fork in them, but it sounds like the organization has enough good players in place and is a good enough org to figure this out. So can they not pull off what is it, 2 more wins?
No, they're not going. They was going to lose the series no matter what. That's what I was saying. Once they fumbled,
then I don't think that we can sit here and act like Tatum's only marginally better than Brown. I think if Brown is also Batman the way that Tatum is, then this will go 7 series or 7 games at least.
Bro, if Jason Tatum was not light skinned, this would not be a discussion. He's light skinned and nobody likes him. Bro, I watched. Where's Cat been this entire series?
He's been fucking mediocre.
You know why? You know who's been checking Cat? Jason Tatum. Tatum has been checking 1 through 5. Bro, Jaylen Brown can't do that. I don't know what basketball y'all watching. Bro, they're saying Jaylen Brown can't even dribble with his left hand. And now y'all trying to tell me this man he turned the ball over. Tatum does not have an Achilles because Brown turned the ball over.
Man, they was both getting scrapped, man, at the end of the day. That's why the Knicks was going to win the series, like I said, after those first 2 games, regardless. It's not a Tatum versus Brown. It's not a Tatum versus Brown thing. Okay, cool. The whole team getting punked, if you want to put it like that. The point of the matter is, when the NBA season starts over next season and the regular season's playing, and they're playing Charlotte and Orlando and Chicago, that's the games of the week. Like, they're gonna win those games. Like, I'm just saying, they're gonna win games. They're gonna be a good team. I guarantee you that, bro. I guarantee you that. When it comes to the playoffs, you got to be scrappy. You got to win clutch moments. They didn't do that. That's why they're gonna lose the series.
Bro, you think Jaylen Brown can check Paolo Banchero? It's not happening.
I didn't really mean to say the Magic. Like, just insert another random team. You know what I mean? Bro, the Magic actually is a good matchup. That's actually kind of tough. But actually, like, they might still beat the Magic. Like, I don't know. That actually, the Magic probably have the edge now. That's the type of joint. They probably neck and neck with the Magic next season.
Bro, Tatum is coming back in 2027. It's over. Blow it up. Go get you a draft pick. Because like Bryce said, the league will give you a first-round draft pick. You're the Celtics. A number 1 draft pick.
Oh, we're not doing that. We're definitely not doing that. We're not doing that.
They have time to prepare. Brad Stevens is a smart guy. He gonna make sure he got somebody to step in.
The league absolutely will help the Celtics if decide to tank. Absolutely.
Before we move on from this series, though, anybody got any takes or thoughts on the Knicks side of the ball, though? Like, I know we said a lot about the Celtics, but what about the Knicks?
Fuck the Knicks. I won't say nothing else.
Nah, we know where G's at with this one, but Knicks need to be talked about, man, because we talking too much about the Celtics. Like, they not getting punked in this series, and it's not because the Celtics is punks. It's because the Knicks is just coming out scrappy as hell, punking them boys. 2 games at the end of the joint, they got strapped up at the end of the game by their wings. They got 2 guys that were like built to destroy. Like, literally, they like fucking they got the kryptonite for those 2 guys. So I think they did a really good job with that. And I think when it comes down to the end of the day, it's the playoffs. So it's all about crunch time. It's all about clutch time.
Man,
It's all about the moments that matter. And
these-
Jalen Brunson is owning those moments that matter this season, this offseason, this postseason. Nobody's doing it better than Jalen Brunson right now. So like that's the reason the Knicks is really, really, really what they're doing. Plus, they got that integrity. That's just the culture of being scrappy. They scrappy as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, I'll take Josh Hart over anybody on my team, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of just besides, like, you know, in terms of just like you throw the ball up and you need to get a rebound when it's time. Guys like Josh Hart gonna get you that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I think the Knicks obviously they're gonna beat the Celtics, and then I think obviously they're gonna play the Pacers in the next round. So I think the Knicks going to the finals. That is pretty much how it looks, you know. And I know G hates to hear that, but like that's really what's gonna happen. And I don't really. That was
going to be my follow-up question.
That's a lot.
That was going to be my follow-up question with the Knicks is, do y'all think they could also win it all? Because to Scruff's point, I'm kind of seeing it that same way. It's kind of setting up for them to have a real strong chance at the NBA Finals, NBA Championship. So I'll kick it to T because G, like we know how you feeling. So,
bro, this is the best. The Cavs and the Celtics losing is the best thing to happen for the West Coast. There's no way that the Thunder or the Nuggets lose to the Knicks, make more than one game. It's not even gonna be worth watching the series if it's the Thunder or the Nuggets. Now, if it's Ant-Man, if Ant finds a way to sneak there, all right, 50-50, best player wins. But if it's the Thunder or the Nuggets, man, that Knicks stuff is a pipe dream. You out-scrap an older team, a less athletic team, and a team that shot a lot of threes. You're not about to go out-scrap the rest of these teams. Like, you're not going to out-scrap Indiana. You're going to have to actually go beat Indiana.
So you mean to tell me that before the playoffs started, you had the Celtics beating those teams in the West, right? So the team that scrapped them and took their lunch money, that just means nothing. Like when they go against those same teams, like what are you talking about, bro?
Basketball is a game of matchups, right?
Yeah.
Like, so just because you matched up well against the Celtics don't mean you match up well against Jokic.
Well, let's talk about it then. So like I guess we saying like who's going to come out the West? It could be either the winner of this Thunder Denver series, which probably is a good chance it's one of them, right? Or I guess the Wolves or the Warriors if they can survive. So I mean, in terms of those matchups, I would say they match up favorably against the Thunder because the Thunder have never been in the finals either. You know, okay, so they're both first timers in the finals, and then if we're talking about first timers in the finals, I kind of lean towards Jalen Brunson being clutch, being a positive factor for them. So I foresee that if they make it to the finals,
versus the league MVP.
Yeah,
I mean, you're just like I'm not following that logic. That's all I'm saying.
He the MVP. Okay, he the MVP.
I rock
so he's the
with
league
Jalen
MVP.
Brunson, but I'm saying we can't just brush over SGA like first time. Like he's pretty clutch too.
We're talking about the regular season MVP, right? Arguably, we're not even sure if that's true, but going against somebody that we can say without a doubt has been the MVP of the playoffs.
He has not been better. All right, whatever. I'm a hater.
G, go ahead and jump in here, G.
I'm a hater. Listen, man, I hate the fucking Knicks with a passion. I'm gonna give them their props. They beat Boston, allegedly, because it's all alleged. As of right now, it's all alleged. But I don't see them like the Pacers series. Which I got that series going in then?
6, maybe 7. It's about 6.
Because the way you talking, like you acting like the Knicks are about to go there and pull a gentleman's sweep out the Pacers. If anything, the Pacers been the most legit team in the East.
I'm not saying the Pacers is a slouch. I'm not saying the Pacers is a slouch, but I just don't think that they beat the Knicks in the series. That's all. I think the Knicks got one more pieces.
And who?
I'm not gonna do this with you,
man. Listen, I like Miles Turner against a fucking cat that doesn't like playing in the paint. He gonna eat him up. He gonna bully ball him. I got the Pacers coming out of the East right now, but I got that series going. in 6.
Nigga, you talking out the side of your neck, bro.
Man, yeah, you talking crazy. You trying to overhype a 6 foot point guard and tell me he's gonna dominate, and then tell me he's gonna dominate the West. Fuck out of
You
here.
just
You
told me.
bugging.
You just told me, and like this is an offline conversation I'm gonna bring in here. You just told me Miles Turner is gonna finesse and cook Cat, and this morning you told me that Miles Turner is a role player.
But he is a role player. And Cat's a role player. Cat's an overhyped role player.
No.
I think Cat's overrated.
Cat's an all-star.
Because the Knicks fans made him an all-star.
No, stupid. He was an all-star before that.
That's what
He been an all-star. He been an all-star, bro.
These are the same people that said, "Fucking my son, whatever the fuck his name is overrated." Look out here cooking the #1 seed in the East. Fuck out of here, bro. I don't give a fuck about no all-star.
He a 5-time all-star, you ass. What you talking about?
Man,
long before he went to the Knicks, bro. You can't see past your hating.
You
been hating on Carl Anthony.
He was gonna be a bum. He was
big mad because you was hating on the Knicks.
He's a bum.
Because you was hating on the Knicks.
All that great. Why?
Because you was hating on the Knicks. And you was hating on Cat. You was hating on the Knicks and you was hating on Cat. So now they both on the same squad. You big mad, motherfucker. Now you can talk.
Who the prima donna? You the man.
Nah, I'm Diddy out this motherfucker. I'm controlling shit. Fuck you.
Diddy?
Nah. You only cut.
Oh, you a freak boy.
That ain't agreed upon, man. You getting pulled from the party, man. Fuck out of here. You know you gotta stay in line, bro. No funny shit. You just big mad. I get it because you hate Cat and you hate the Knicks, and now they both going to the finals. You're gonna be pissed. Just like when the Eagles won the Super Bowl with Saquon. So great year for you.
Oh man, good night, guys. I'm over this shit, man.
Yo, it's the best year ever for you, bro.
Hey,
what's the worst outcome that could happen in baseball? Like this, the Red Sox beat the Yankees or some shit. Like what's really gonna fuck you over in baseball? Like, because I think you're having the worst year ever.
It is a pretty rough sports year for you.
You know.
So G, obviously you got the Pacers in the next round. If it does end up being the Pacers, T, who you like?
I'm not sure, man, because I think the Pacers can do something that the other teams didn't, right? And this is when coaching comes into play. When somebody's scoring a bunch of points, bro, make them play defense. Make them have to use energy on defense. And I thought the Celtics didn't do a good job of getting Brunson into foul trouble, making him have to expend energy on defense. Halliburton and Nembhard, or whatever his name is, they're going to try to score points. Like, he's going to have to defend. So he's going to have to play on both ends of the floor. And maybe you can do that for a game or two, but to do that for 7 games is going to be tough. So I think the Pacers have a better chance than people expect. But I think if it goes 7, I'm leaning Knicks. And I think because the Knicks had to fight so many battles, you're not beating a team like, especially the Thunder. I think the Thunder trash them. But I don't think you beat one of those West Coast teams, man. The Thunder only lost 14, 15 games all season. The Nuggets.
Who more beat up? The Knicks right now, or the Nugget, or the Thunder by the time they get finished playing Jokic, if they finish beating Jokic?
The Knicks. I think the Knicks have had tougher battles.
I would say the Thunder, because they going up against the champ.
Bro, the thing about the Thunder is the Thunder can play 10 players. Like, Knicks have
it's going to be a longer series.
Knicks have a very tight rotation. People are playing a lot of minutes, man. Bridges is
you're right about that.
It would be cool to see the Knicks win, though. I mean, that's basketball royalty. It'd be cool.
Basketball royalty? They haven't won since the 70s.
I mean, but it's the Mecca. It's Madison Square. I think that's and honestly, bro, for a Celtic player to tear his Achilles in Madison Square is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bit of the Diddy baby oil on the court situation. I mean, if you are truly a Knicks fan, that's poetic, man. After all them years of Bird and them beating up on y'all, like, you would love it. That was a great win. That was arguably one of the best wins in New York Knicks history.
Yeah.
That's a good point too, T. Because the Knicks, and to G's point, have been terrible my whole life, really, or maybe not terrible my entire life, but they've never really won anything significant. You know what I mean? So if they can get to the Eastern Conference Finals and then potentially win them, that would be pretty big in sports. It would ruin G's complete NBA year, but that's fine with me. But I would like to see the Knicks get there. It would be interesting. I don't know if they got enough to beat the Pacers. I think this series could go 6 or 7 games easy. Um,
None of y'all boys talking about the
I
Pacers like 2 weeks ago.
I
I,
don't I yeah now the Pacers have surprised me. I'll say that. I definitely wasn't talking about them 2 weeks ago. You're not wrong about that.
And you weren't talking about the
Um,
Knicks 2 weeks ago neither, man. Fuck out of here.
Okay,
also,
like I said, I picked Boston, and Boston got ousted. So like, what am I saying now? I'm telling you, I was wrong, and I'm telling you what I'm seeing, bro. These
also
motherfuckers is outclassed in Boston. So
the
yeah,
Pacers,
they coming.
the Pacers caught the Cavs limping, bro. They caught them. They caught them limping. They hit a shot at the buzzer. Garland clearly isn't back.
Cavs ain't never gonna be shit, bro. Never gonna be shit, bro. Until like like LeBron being there, they may never win another chip again until
yeah, I
LeBron.
always felt like they were
Until
foolproof.
until another LeBron comes around, because I don't see it,
You
bro. Like
play
they blew it.
if you played enough sports, you've either been on that team that dominated the entire regular season and then lost to some randoms. You dropped the game in the playoffs you shouldn't have, or you've been on the opposite side where you wasn't supposed to win that game in the playoffs, but you won, and you still didn't win the championship. And I think that's what we're gonna see out of the East, man. Like the team that knocked off the Giant, your championship was in round 2.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I think the Eastern Conference playoffs have been a little bit more exciting than
I
the
don't think so.
than the West as well.
I don't
Um,
think so.
I think I think
I think
that
those
that
guys got a
Golden
winning. I think they got a winning pedigree. I do. I think the Nova boys they got a winning pedigree. I think Tom Thibodeau. I think he has a winning pedigree. I think that matters.
Tibbs ain't never won
This
nothing.
one shit.
No, but he tough as hell. He deserves a win.
He burned his players out.
He a better coach than Thibodeau. I mean, what Thibodeau? Yeah, the light
Missoula,
skinned dude. Yeah. He
yeah.
looked like a Thibodeau.
Oh, everybody better than Missoula. Niggas are lucky that
Who the
Udoka.
Pacers coach?
I can't even think of Cuz's name. He doing a good job. I can't think of his name though.
Cool. The coach of the Pacers?
Yeah.
Oh, Rick Carlisle is a
Yeah,
great
Rick
coach.
Carlisle, yeah.
Well, honestly, Pacers are kind of slept on. I mean,
Nah,
they should be
No, I wasn't
overlooked.
talking about them 2 weeks ago.
No. I'm being honest. This whole playoffs, they've been kind of like overlooked the whole way. They were playing Milwaukee. They really like people kind of overlooked them like in that series too. They've been overlooked. So like I think I still take the Knicks, but I think they're being over. They could be overlooked. I wouldn't be shocked if the Pacers won, but I'm not. I don't see it.
All right, jumping to the West side on this one, man. What do y'all think about this Golden State Timberwolves finals? What's the word on Steph? Is he gonna be able to make it back for this series, or is he done for the year?
It's game 6 he could return, but they're facing elimination in game 5. So
all right, so then I'll phrase it like this: Are they done? Or are we sticking a fork in Golden State as well?
I'm gonna tell you why they done, bro. Jimmy Butler took 9 or 10 shots last night. Like you don't want to be great. You know what I'm saying? You're done. It's over. No Steph, no heart, no soul. Done.
no, I'm going against you, T, on this one because I mean, it's like it can't be over. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it can't be over. Like, I'm leaving. Like, nah, I'm coming back. Type shit. Like, nah, Jimmy Butler. Until they out, until the Warriors are out, I'm counting them in. That's how I'm coming. That's how I'm coming. They got one more chance. They got a chance to win the series. Okay, maybe you're right. The odds are against them for sure. But you're telling me there's a chance. I'm gonna hold on to that chance. So now they gotta win the next game. Like all they gotta do is win the next game. They win the next game. They just gotta get that dub. Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield. I've seen Jimmy Butler do that. And if he didn't do it, if he only shot 10 shots last game, he gonna roll that shit over into the next game. I'm telling you, Jimmy Butler gonna get that dub for them. And if Steph can come back game 6, That's the real question. It's
And
like game 6. There's a lot of questions in play, but I'm not counting them out yet.
and is collecting Infinity Stones. And within the last 2 years, he's put out KD, Joker, who he put out last? LeBron. Like he's collecting Infinities. It's about to be Steph, Butler. This is what you're watching is a changing of the guard. What you're watching is the new regime give the boot to the old regime, right? And that's how this thing is going. Tim Duncan and the Spurs were winning until they weren't. The Warriors were winning until they weren't. And now Steph, like an old man, you have a soft tissue issue. You know what I'm saying? You got a hammy. You got a hammy, bro. And that hammy hard to come back from. I don't care what sport you're playing. I don't care if you're playing pickleball. That hammy's a tough one to move on. I think the Warriors are done. Steve Kerr can't coach. That was always Mark Jackson's team. Stick a fork in the Warriors. Once Steph is gone, that team won't be relevant again until 2030, 2040. Man.
You might be right. I think ultimately they might be done, but I don't think they lose. I think they win the next game though. I won't give them that much.
Draymond probably. If I had to bet, I don't know. Scruff, put this up in the parlay. Elimination and a Draymond
Ejection.
Ejection. Yep.
See that one coming a mile away. See that one coming a mile away. Hey man, I said it by the start of this series, it was gonna be the changing in the guard. Goodbye to the old NBA. Welcome to the new. And I mean that's what we're watching right now. Clearly watching this kid balling the fuck out. And are we gonna start bringing up the Jordan comparisons again? Or are we gonna hold that off until he makes it to the finals this time?
Yeah, he has to make it to the finals, I think.
All right.
No Jordan comparison. Stop it, bro.
Yeah, and he's got
this is last year. All the TV pundits. Oh my God, he plays similar to Jordan. He's that aggressive. He's that kind of player. His finesse. There's all this other bullshit.
That's the definition of a sports narrative.
In 5.
Yeah, because he's still got a tall task. Even if he gets past the Warriors and he collects that Infinity Stone, the next Infinity Stone is going to be a lot tougher because he's pretty much done with all the old guys after this. It's going to be between either OKC or the Nuggets. And I don't like the Timberwolves' chances against either one of those teams personally. Maybe y'all can correct me on one of those.
They really don't want to see the Nuggets, bro. I'm telling you that.
But this Nuggets Thunder series is looking pretty good. How do y'all think that plays out? And who do you think has the better shot? To me, it really sounds like the NBA Finals is going to go through either the Thunder or the Nuggets. So that's really what I'm getting to. Who's the favorite in the entire thing?
Honestly, whoever wins this game. Like that ass, bro. Whoever wins this game gonna win the series, bro. Straight up. Straight up. It's a 2-point game right now. Whoever wins this game wins the series. Straight up. That's how I'm coming.
I don't have no favorite, but I don't want to see the Knicks win. So
I might take a live bet.
I kind of want to see.
I'm rocking with OKC for sure. I think they go all the way. To be honest, my NBA Finals prediction is OKC, and I'm gonna go with the Knicks out the East.
That's what
I really feel like they're not going to get past the Pacers, but I want them to.
Nah, they're going, bro.
For me, give me the Pacers and the Nuggets, man. I want to see Westbrook finally get a chip, man.
Worst chip ever.
For me, I mean, that's what I said. Finally get a chip.
Pacers versus Nuggets, yeah. People gonna eat that up.
Indiana and Denver.
Indiana flying back and forth from Indiana to Denver. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's not happening. New York, I'm telling you, New York, OKC. I like that a lot. I like New York, OKC. I don't think anybody. I think they got to slay. If I'm gonna tell you like this, if OKC don't beat these boys, Nuggets gonna fuck around win it. They might fuck around win a chip, bro. They might fuck around and almost got booted in the first. Like you almost got booted, but might have fuck around and win a chip. Like that's how dangerous Nuggets are. They really just a motherfucking dragon that gotta get slayed,
bro. If Jokic get another chip, you got to put him in the top centers of all time.
He already is, but for sure, like
Yes,
really
because he
put
did
him
it
up
without
there.
a head coach. He is the coach, and he has to be considered the best player of all NBA, and he should be the real MVP. My personal opinion.
I mean,
Like,
is he not the best center of this current era, this current generation?
Yeah,
yeah,
but we're
Yeah,
talking about a bunch of mediocre center. And B
yeah.
can't stay healthy. Cat
I'll
doesn't
give
play
I'll give
defense.
you
And
that,
who's the
G. I'll
closest
give you
after
that.
that?
But at the same time, like he's still the best one of this
But you gotta
generation.
put,
So it is a mediocre
but you
generation. But
nah. I'm not gonna say that generation mediocre. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some good bigs. You know what I'm saying?
Name him.
Embiid
Name him.
won an MVP. You can
That
say
was a
whatever you
pity
want about him. He
MVP.
won an
That was a
MVP.
pity one.
Okay, the same one they about to give Shea Alexander. So shut the fuck up, man. They giving them out these days.
Sad.
They
Sick.
giving them out these days. It is what it is. But his MVP is credentials. Your boy,
you gotta put them up
you were just
there.
talking about Miles Turner like he was motherfucking Patrick Ewing. So where you at?
And that's mid, so that's okay.
You better keep that same energy, G. You better keep that same energy, G. Where Miles Turner at?
Fuck out of here.
Why don't you talk about Miles Turner since he's so fucking good, right?
He's mid. I ain't say he's crazy. He's a role player, right?
Nah, there's some decent centers, and Jokic is a lot better than a lot of motherfuckers, and he would have been a lot better than a lot of motherfuckers in a lot of eras, bro.
You gotta put
not against Shaq. You're bugging, and not against Yao Ming.
I think he would give Shaq the business, bro.
no, but
No,
you
nah.
gotta
You're bugging.
Y'all, everyone just loves Shaq, but I'm just telling you, like,
I don't even love Shaq, bro.
They don't
got
nothing for each other, bro. Like Shaq can't guard Jokic, and Jokic can't guard Shaq, bro.
I mean, young Shaq would have had a shot. Young athletic Orlando Shaq, not Lakers Shaq. But you got to put him next to Shaq. You got to put him next to Hakeem. You got to put him next to Dwight Howard. Like, you got to put him up there with the best centers of their generation. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, nah. He best center I've seen since Shaq for sure.
I mean,
yeah, no, I think he's definitely in the convo, no question.
Oh Lord.
No question.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I don't care, you know, him not being in a generation of dominant bigs isn't an indictment on him. You know what I mean? And like, to Scruff, to your point, like, we can't really compare them in that way because the game is vastly different. Like, it's not centers there's no centers even close to like Shaq. They don't play that type of style no more. So
nah, but it's just the way that the
it's a rough
situation had to
comparison.
be played out, though. You got to consider the era that we in. The fact that what makes Jokic unique and what makes him the best center and what makes him excel in this era is because he could play that way. It's just the era that we in. It's like you need to space the floor, and Jokic is a guy that's taking advantage of the era that we in because he's fucking 7 foot. He could dribble. He's slow as fuck, but he sees them lanes like crazy, bro, and he know how to facilitate and get guys open, and it lends itself to this current era of basketball where you want to play in isolation and space.
Nah, yeah, Jokic is definitely one of them ones. Do we get everybody's pick on this, or y'all kind of just dodging it? I feel like Scruff was kind of just like, whoever wins this game wins the series.
Yeah, it is. That's the facts.
So who's winning the game, man? Who's winning the game?
Personally, I just put $10 on the Thunder, but I'm scared of the Nuggets. Being honest.
Yeah, I'm rocking.
Like I said, nobody wants to see them boys.
T, who you got? Thunder. G, who you got? Everybody got Thunder?
Nuggets.
Okay. All right, well, we will see, man. The NBA playoffs going to keep roaring as always, man, and we're going to keep y'all updated like we always do. Anything else anybody want to get off before we get out of here?
Sinners mid.
This guy learned Miles Turner's name this morning, and now he talking about he better than Cat. It's crazy.
All right, man. You know how we end every show, man. Sports for the culture.
Fuck Philly and fuck the Knicks.
All right,